POTA people, welcome to the 2022 Plaque Event Awards Ceremony. It's going to be a great time this evening. We got lots of awards to hand out, and fortunately, you don't have to listen to me. I'm Matt, N3NWV, but I got some help here. I am joined this evening by Vance and Jason. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself to the good folks at home?
Hey, everybody. Got Vance here, N3VEM, and that's Vance with an alpha, not Vince with an India. And I like to rub that in because I get called the wrong thing quite a bit. And so I figured I better call that out. A lot of you are probably familiar with my name and face from the POTA updates and stuff before I kicked him over to Matt. So I don't need to give myself a huge introduction. So I'll kick it over to our fearless leader here, Jason, who a lot of you don't regularly get to hear from.
Yeah. Round of applause for our fearless leader.
Oh, no. Thanks, guys. It's the POTA team. I really appreciate everyone's work. We've been doing a lot of, between the new uploader, the great Plaque event we just had, the documentation changes that we just did. It's just insane how much work you guys have put into it. I really appreciate everyone's time and look forward to the event. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, mostly because I think the entire event has been a lot of fun. As well, frankly, POTA has been a lot of fun for a while now. This event, the Plaque event, is what, Vance? About 5 years old, plus or minus, something like that?
Yeah, I think this was the fifth year. 2018 was the first year. 18, 19, 20, 2022. This was year number 5. Yep.
Cool. Well, and we got a nickname here. I'm not sure it's going to stick, but if anyone is curious as to where that comes from, we're blaming Vince's hat. So
there you go.
Cool.
My kids think I look like a mayor, so you can call me the mayor of POTA Town if you want, I guess.
Mayor of POTA Town, at least for the next 45 minutes or so. That's cool. All right. Well, I guess we might as well get to it because we got a whole bunch of these things. Before we get into the awards, though, let's just take a second and say a special thanks to all the people who make POTA happen. Jason and Vance and I have I'll go out on a limb here and call it a privilege of being sort of the face of the organization, at least for tonight. Maybe next year we'll get some better looking faces, but you got us for now. But there are, it's probably 100 plus or minus, aren't there, Jason? Yep. Volunteers that are part of the org?
Close to 110, 120, somewhere around there at this point.
Yeah, it's a big crew of people who are all pretty dedicated and volunteers, just love POTA, love to help folks out. And we have a small sampling. It's by no means all of them, but we have a quick message from a few of the volunteers who just kind of wanted to say hi.
Hello, this is Claude Ray, AC4SH, the MAC rep for Georgia and New Jersey. Good to see you.
Hiya folks, James here, KB2 FMH, your friendly Area 2 coordinator and Parks in the Dark activator. I hope you all had a great time during Support Your Parks weekend, making lots of contacts and are enjoying the new self-upload function. Catch you on the air, 7-3.
POTA Anonymous, how may I help you? You activated your first park and now you're addicted? I'm sorry, there's no cure for what you're experiencing. The only recommendation is to get back out to the park often, buy more radios and antennas. 73, W7RTA, clear.
Hi all, from Connecticut.
Hi, I'm Mike Case, call sign Whiskey 8 Mike Sierra Charlie. I'm one of the Parks on the Air administrators. I want to thank everyone who participates in the program. POTA wouldn't be the success that it is without all the activators and hunters.
Hi, I'm Michael, WA7 SKG, the 7th Area Coordinator for Parks on the Air and help desk support for logging issues. 73 and POTA on.
All righty, a big thanks again to all of our volunteers, especially those who were brave enough to send us some content that I got to chop up without them seeing it ahead of time. So they're a good bunch. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our very first award. Vance, you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, the first one we're going to jump right into is actually the club category. So we can thank N9UNX for being the one to sponsor this category. It's been a growing category over the last few years. The first year we did this, we didn't actually have a club category. Then when we added a club category a couple of years in, there was a handful of clubs that threw their names in the mix, and we had quite a few this year that participated. But of the ones that participated, the top 3 clubs were W3GH, K4YTZ, and W5SSV. So we can kick it over to some of our guest presenters who are going to let us know which of those group took home the prize.
All righty.
Thanks, Vance and Matt. Hi, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
And I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, and we're from Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline is a weekly news bulletin that lasts about 20 minutes. It's available in podcast form, as well as downloadable file that you can play on your local repeater.
Newsline has been on the air since I have, 1976. We also sponsor the Bill Pasternak Memorial Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award.
Now, it's time to introduce the winner of the Club Activation category.
Oprah Winfrey, Taylor Swift, Journey, Paul McCartney, Weird Al Yankovic, and Wayne Green are but a few of the talented people who have never won this award.
Neil, the envelope, please. Thank you. And the winner is the York County Amateur Radio Society K4YTZ.
Woo! The York County Club has been on quite a streak the past few years and won it yet again this year with 5,268 QSOs.
Wow. Congratulations to the York County Amateur Radio Society, the winner of the Club Activation category, on behalf of Amateur Radio Newsline and Parks on the Air.
Well, that does it for us. So for Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana,
and for Neil Rapp, WB9VPG in Union, Kentucky,
we say, keep your rig connected to the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Back to you, Matt and Vance.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Much appreciate your services there. And it's great to put a face on those guys. I'm so used to hearing them on ARRL Newsline that the full bandwidth and the video going with it kind of caught me off guard. But you did a great job, of course. And congratulations to K4YTZ. Well done, gentlemen. That is a lot of QSOs, even for a group of folks.
Matt, I have to ask the question though, do you feel slighted at all? Because I know your club put in like a pretty strong showing and you were like, I think like just a couple QSOs out of the top 3. And I know we had a lot of jokes in the background the last couple weeks.
Yeah, no, not slighted at all. I'm proud of the effort that the club put in. I'm proud that 3 of the top 4 clubs were from Pennsylvania. So it's definitely good company, and there's no shame coming in number 4 to that list of folks for sure. If you are a member of a club that has not done a POTA activation as a club, all I could say is you don't know what you're missing. It has been a real breath of life to, oh gosh, I don't know how many club presentations we've done at this point. I don't think I want to know probably, but it's gotten real good feedback from a lot of clubs that have embraced POTA as a club activity. So put it on your radar.
Yeah, and if you want to do it, make sure to feel free to ping the help desk. There's a couple of us that check the tickets coming into the help desk that do club presentations from time to time. So if you beg and plead in a friendly enough way, you might get Matt or I to show up to do a virtual presentation for your club.
Yeah, well, and stay tuned here towards the end of the show. We're going to have some more detail on some new ways you may be able to go and find some more information about that. Moving on. Let's go across the globe here. That's one of the things that has changed rather notably about POTA in the last couple of years. I won't say it started in the U.S. I guess the intention was always for anyone to be welcome. But Jason, can you talk for just 5 seconds here about the international growth of POTA?
It's been super fast, and it's just a privilege because of the work that you guys have been putting into the program to entice all these guys to join us. People remember all the fun we had in POTA back in 2016, and didn't want to have that die. And I just knew that if it was scalable, if you really had the right systems in place, you could really make this a special a program in general. And things have just been rolling, and we just got the new DX awards for Hunter and Activator in. I've seen one Activator has already got 5. I can't remember his call sign, unfortunately. His name is Mike. He's really active on the Facebook page. He's got the DX Activator 5 already, and hopefully we'll get that. We have a Gatherer award for Activators. We'll announce later down the road, but we've got lots of new things coming. Exciting.
Awesome. Well, since we're talking about international growth, Vance, why don't you let us know what our next award is going to be?
You bet. Our next award is for DX Region 1 Hunter. So a little clarification on these Hunter awards. So Parks on the Air, the main thing that we keep location information for is parks themselves. So these DX Hunter parks are for hunting parks located in these regions. So the announcement that we're about to hear is going to be the person who hunted the most parks located in DX Region 1. And the top finalists in that category are EA2 EZ, EA7 JXZ, EA4 GJP. And we're going to get Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course to let us know who won that category.
Okay, Josh, take it away.
Thank you, Vance and Matt, for allowing me to join you all from the Ham Radio Crash Course Ham Shack. So the winner, without further ado, envelope please. Why, thank you, Hand. Thank you, Hand. The winner is EA7JXZ, David Tamayo, with 97 QSOs with parks located in the IARU Region 1. Congratulations, and 73.
Okay, thanks a lot, Josh. Congratulations to our DX Region 1 Hunter winner. That is quite the accomplishment, really, to get that many parks over there. And I guess, we have the growth of POTA to thank for some of that, but we also have Solar Cycle 25 to thank for that as well.
We do. And the band conditions that the weekend of the parks were kind of wild. Like they were up and down and up and down. And, the English stations that I usually hear a lot, I couldn't hear at all. And then right near the end of the event, like all of a sudden they all started like popping through. So it was propagation was pretty wild for the weekend too.
Yeah, it just goes to show that you got to pace yourself a little bit, because you may find out that the last 4 hours of the weekend turn out to be the best of the whole thing. You don't want to be tired by then, and some of us were. So, well, I'll tell you what, while we're in DX Region 1, why don't we just flip the coin over and see who the activator was?
You bet. And we can thank N3BKV for sponsoring the Region 1 Activator Award. And the finalists there, you might notice a trend with the EA call signs here, or the Spain call signs, but we have EA5XC, EA2EZ, and EC1R as our finalists in the activation category. So we can kick it over to our presentation team and find out who won that one.
All righty. Please welcome none other than the DX Commander himself.
Okay, Matt and Vance, thank you very much. My name's Callum. I'm from DX Commander. You've probably seen me on YouTube. Why have they asked me to do this? Because we've got this antenna called the DX Commander Expedition. A lot of people use them on POTA and doing other portal events. And I get sent a lot of reports from happy customers, effectively. And I just take an interest in the whole POTA thing. All right, that's the reason I'm here. May I have the envelope, please? Okay, here's the big moment. Your winner for Region 1 Activator is Echo Alpha 2 Echo Zulu. All right, that's Vincent Martin Fidalgo from Spain. Congratulations, sir. You made 2,044 phone QSOs in the 48 hours of the weekend. That's over 2,000. That's more than 3 times the second place finisher. Pretty impressive for Region 1 portable operations from Parks. To put that into perspective, last year's Region 1 winner had only 149 QSOs. So there we are. Vincent, thank you so much for partaking. Well done to you. 73 from me at World Headquarters here in England. Back to the studio with Vince and Matt. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Callum. Thank you. And Vince, you got one right there. We got one right if we keep the score.
I actually have something for the occasion. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice. What we got here?
No, that's okay. It's all in good fun. And to be fair to all of our presenters, we gave them sort of cocktail napkin instructions, and in some cases at kind of the last minute. So if you want to know how things like that happen, you can look right here. That's how these things happen.
Well, and I think we confused Callum too, because the person who won was Vincent Martin. So going from Vincent Martin to Vance Martin is
we like
probably
to make it as difficult as it could possibly be. It's all good.
A lot of
it's all good. So thank you very much there, Callum. And hey, congratulations to our winner, 2,000 QSOs. That's incredible. That's more than all but I think the top 2 clubs turned in for QSOs.
Yeah, the Spanish stations were out in full force for sure. So it was exciting to see, and exciting to see such big numbers from one of our DX communities.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Either of you guys, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but do you remember when Spain was added to the POTA program? It's been 2 or 3 years now, I'm guessing.
At least, yeah. What do you think, Vance?
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say it's been about 3. I guess I could go back through our chat history and find when Jason pinged me and said, "Hey, somebody from Spain volunteered to get their park list all put together." So it's probably been about 3 years if I had to guess. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have them, and congratulations to our winner there for sure. Well, I guess we're going in order here. If we go out of order, I'm going to get lost. So 1, 2, 3 is how I learned it on Sesame Street. Let's just keep doing that and talk about our DX Region 2 Hunter Award.
You bet, DX Region 2 Hunter. So the astute among us will realize that that is our region that the 3 of us sit in. And for the
not so astute figured it out too.
for the DX Region 2, the fine print on the DX Region 2 awards are that it is for stations outside of the lower 48. So the DX Region 2 Hunter category is going to the person who hunted the most parks in Region 2, but outside of the lower 48. And the finalists in that category are some pretty familiar call signs if you're active in POTA. That's N2BTD, AD2CD, and N3XLS. So we can have Steve join us to let us know who of that group took this one home.
See if we can get him online long enough to get an answer.
Howdy, everybody. Steve here, KM9G. Thank you, Matt and Vance, for the intro. You may know me from my YouTube channel. but it's temporarily offline. I have here an award for the DX Region 2 Hunter. The DX Region 2 Hunter Award goes to Brian Duddy, N2BTD. Brian Duddy won this category by only 7 QSOs. He made a total of 138 contacts with parks located outside of the conterminous 48 U.S. states in IARU Region 2. Thanks for being awesome, Brian. Now back to Matt and Vance.
All right. Very cool. Congratulations, Brian. 7 QSOs. That's a squeaker.
Yeah, boy, and it was so close. And Brian and Joe N3XLS, those two guys always seem to be neck and neck, and they're both very active. And so when I saw those numbers, I was like, oh boy, there's going to be some I don't know if I want to say trash talk, maybe a little bit between those guys in the Slack channel, probably poking at each other in the next few days.
Feels a little bit like Monday morning in the fantasy football league, doesn't it?
Yep.
But that's okay. Well, and I tell you what, all 3 of those hunters, their call signs didn't surprise me a bit to see them on the finalist list. They're in the vast majority of the activator logs that I have. Class acts, 1 and all. And so well done there, Brian. You're in good company, and 7 QSOs worth of lucky coming out on top there. Let's stay in Region 2 so that I don't get confused here. And I guess that was Hunter. What you're going to do?
Yeah, I guess Activator comes after Hunter.
How did I know?
Yeah, it's almost like it's predictable.
Almost.
And, so kind of the same scoop here. So for DX Region 2, we were specifically counting QSOs made from parks outside of the lower 48. And so those who watch the activity in POTA know that we have a lot of Canadian activity. We have a lot of activity down in the Caribbean. So it was interesting for me to kind of watch the activity through the weekend and then see who was going to come out on top here. So we can actually thank the Caribbean Active Amateur Radio Club for sponsoring this category. And the finalists in this category are, again, some pretty familiar call signs to the program. VE3JLN, WP4MTS, and VE3GKT. So we can kick it over to find out who takes this one home.
All righty.
Thank you, Matt and Vance, for the introduction. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Handworld Online, home of POTA with a Dive. I'm Santiago, Hotel India 8 Oscar, Kilo Bravo 8 Sierra Mike. And today I'm in Park Hotel India 0126 to present the award for DX Region 2 Activator for this year's Support Your Park Plaques event. So stick around. Hi guys, welcome back. Before I announce the happy winner, I want to take a moment and congratulate all the finalists for an excellent job and wish them all good luck. Now let's get right down to it. Envelope, please. Thank you. And now, the winner of this year, DX Region 2 Activator is... Gotcha. Now, seriously, with an amazing total of 2,772 QSOs, more than double of the runner-up, this year winner of DX Region 2 Activator is Victor Echo 3 Golf Kilo Tango, Joseph Bundy from Canada. Congratulations, Joseph. Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, look for Handworld Online, POTA with a tie, and 73s. Matt, Vance, back to you.
All right. Thank you there, Santiago. And I got to tell you, it worked. I edited that video for production tonight. I knew the blackout was in there, and it got me anyway. So, so yeah, ham radio with a tie, maybe a bow tie. You'll have to tune in and see how that is. But Joseph, I mean, come on, who doesn't know Joe at this point? Log, right? Yeah. Congratulations, sir. And again, another just amazing pile of QSOs. I don't know. I didn't look up how that compares to last year, but I know those regions are always very active, and it's great to get them in the log.
Yep. Yeah, Canada's been well, very active since more or less day one. They've been part of the program right from the beginning, and so there's some very experienced activators. So it was exciting to see Joe's name pop up in this list because he's somebody that I've had a lot of interactions with over the years, both contacts on the air and just here and there on social media and questions that came up along the way. So congrats, Joe.
Yeah. Well, and I tell you, it's great for me as an activator having Canada and the Caribbean so active. With the solar cycle picking up, Europe happens a lot more than it used to, but it's not a given. But Canada and the Caribbean they're always there. And it seems like they're always there right when I need them, right when the passerby is coming by and going, "Oh, you talking to ET there?" I'm like, well, no, actually, I'm talking to Santiago in the Caribbean. And especially when you're doing POTA in the winter here in Western PA, just the sound of the Caribbean makes everybody happy. So.
The static is even different when it's somebody from the Caribbean. It's like it warms you up a few degrees.
Yeah. I love our brothers in Canada, but I don't ever think anything warm when I hear a Canadian station. So anyway, congratulations to all up there. Jason, do you want to hazard a guess what our next award might be?
Well, 1, 2, 3, I guess. DX3. Yeah. I'm gonna guess hunting is gonna be first, though.
Yeah. We seem to be going in that order. So we're gonna look at the DX Region 3 Hunter, and our finalists are Vance.
Our finalists in DX Region 3 are VK3 NRB, VK3 PF, and VK4 KC. So a lot of VK activity at the top of the pile. So let's see who takes that one home.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go to Charlie from Red Summit RF and see who our winner is.
Thank you for that introduction, Matt and Vince. My name is Charlie, November Juliet 7 Victor, and I'm with Red Summit RF. It's a YouTube channel all about portable radio. Whether you're operating from a summit, from your favorite park, or from home, you know that enthusiasm for Parks on the Air is growing. The awards weekend is evidence of that. I am honored to present to you the 2022 Plaque event winner for the DX Region 3 Hunter category. This Parks on the Air participant won this award by making 328 contacts while hunting parks in the Region 3 area. And the winner is Peter Freeman, Victor Kilo 3 Papa Foxtrot from the Latrobe Valley area in Australia. As a fellow Summits on the Air and Parks on the Air participant, I'd like to congratulate you for receiving this award, Peter. Now back to you, Matt and Vince.
All right. Thank you very much, Charlie. Yeah, you're keeping count over there.
I put a second tick mark on my board there.
There you go. There you go. You're gonna create an 18th category by the end of this whole thing. Buy yourself a plaque. See how it goes. Well, anyway, VK3PF, 300 and whatever, some odd, more than 300 QSOs with parks in Region 3. That's fantastic. That's just, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me that as spread out as everything is in Region 3, that you can do that to begin with. And then we had enough activators on the air in that region to do that. It's just more fantastic international growth. So very, very well done. Thank you for putting in the hard work to rack up those numbers, because it makes folks like us smile.
Yeah, it sure does. And yeah, you're spot on with Region 3 and the activators being out. I know Australia specifically, there was a whole group of folks that kind of went out. They sort of planned like, hey, let's all get out this weekend. So when I was looking at numbers and stats for the weekend, there was quite a few VK stations that were all right near each other at the top of the pile. So you could tell they kind of all planned ahead. Hey, let's all head out to parks. Let's make sure we work each other. And so they had a lot of fun down there. And then the Japanese stations were kind of right there at the top of the pile too, because they're always very active in POTA. So it's always exciting to see those two groups, because right now they're the most active in Region 3. So
yeah, neck and neck. Well, that leaves it wide open for next year. You kind of where the bar is, and it's going to go up, but it gives you something to shoot for. And I tell you, kudos to all of you, particularly our Australian friends. We complain a lot here in the States about, the mosquitoes and the temperature, and we got nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
On going out into the wilds of Australia and dealing with whatever it is, 99 of the world's top 100 poisonous species, and go from there. So good on you guys. Thank you so much for participating. And as always, it makes it fun for everybody. We got one left.
Yeah,
one
we do
left.
have another DX one left. One more DX
set. Yeah. Tell us about that one.
You bet. So we have a familiar call sign that chipped in to sponsor this one this year, W3SPC. And the finalists to take home that plaque are ZL1 BQD, JF7 RJM. So there's the Japanese stations we're talking about, and VK3 PF. So let's find out from that crew who takes that one home.
All right. Let's throw it over to Alan and see who our winner is.
Thanks for the introduction, Matt and Vance. Hi, I'm Alan, VK3 TCP from Pride Radio Group. Pride Radio Group is an international club of hams who are proud of who they are and wish to promote and demonstrate acceptance within the hobby. You can find out more at prideradio.group. I'm here today to announce the winner of the DX Region 3 Activator Award. Congratulations to Peter Freeman, VK3PF. For most of the year, Japan has been ahead with the most DX, but Peter managed to win with 663 QSOs. This also means out of today's winners, his award will have the furthest to travel to reach him. Congratulations to Peter once again, and now back to you, Vance and Matt.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Alan. Big surprise, right? VK3PF, definitely a top-notch operator. Not at all surprised to see him at the top of the board here.
No, it's exciting, and it kind of speaks right to what we were talking about after the last category. The folks down in Australia kind of made a concerted effort to all run out and get on the air, make contacts. There was a lot of park-to-park activity in Australia this year, so they had a blast. So congrats, Peter, for sure.
Yeah, congrats to everybody who win, place, or show in any of our region categories. And just a quick footnote while we're on the subject of the Region 3 activators, ZL1 BQD Raleigh is he's a heck of a guy to check out there on the YouTubes, and he has just started a campaign to try and fund some stations amongst the native folks of some of those little islands spread across the Pacific. So he's quickly turning into sort of the Johnny Appleseed of POTA for Region 3. So if that's something you're interested in, he's got a page up on the Go Get Funding site. You can look him up by call sign, and that all works real well. Okay, so I think that's the end of our regions, unless they created a 4 while I wasn't looking.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, that's the beautiful thing about these committees. They don't go fast enough to change anything while you're doing a live stream. So it's all good. Okay, let's move on to some of the other categories that we have going on here. Let's maybe move over to some of the most QSOs by mode types of things. Vance, where do you feel like starting?
You bet. Well, I usually like to start. Well, I don't know. I often like to start with digital and then go to CW and then make my way to voice. So that's the order I'm comfortable with. So why don't we jump in with the digital hunter folks, because that's a category that I always like to offer with a caveat.
Oh, do you want to give the caveat now, or do you wait until we've named the winner and then put an asterisk next to their trophy?
Yeah, no, no, it's not an asterisk for sure. The caveat I always give with digital. Now, it has gotten better as there's been more and more activity. Digital hunting because FT8 is like the main mode that everybody's doing in digital.
Yeah.
Digital hunting has traditionally been very difficult because it's hard to find the POTA stations in the pile on FT8. Now, the activators who are really good, they fiddle around with their CQs so that they've got POTA in their call and stuff. But the folks that are really good at digital hunting win plaques not by accident. Like they are really putting in an effort. So digital sometimes gets called like the easy mode because you don't have to talk and you don't have to know CW. But when you're specifically looking for certain stations, it is a lot more challenging than people give credit for.
Yeah. There's definitely a needle in a haystack bit to that. And, it's like anything else. Most of the people who don't like stuff, this is true with my kids. Every food my kid doesn't like is a food he's never eaten. So try it. You never know. Speaking of things you're probably going to like, why don't we throw things over to Kyle and see who won this Digital Most Contacts Hunter Award.
Hey all, Kyle here, AA0Z. Welcome to the studio where I make ham radio videos on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to my channel, just search on AA0Z in YouTube and it should take you to my channel. I was fortunate enough to be picked to announce the Most Digital Contacts Hunter. So in the instructions here, it says you'll likely want to start out with thank you, Matt and Vance, for the introduction. Thank you, Matt and Vance, for the introduction. Then go into your announcement. When you make the actual announcement, pull a piece of paper out of an envelope and pretend to read it like you're announcing the winners. The winner for the Most Digital Contacts Hunter goes to, and the envelope, actually, it's a fudge round. I was hungry. The winner goes to Tony Altman, KO4BVB. Kilo Oscar 4, Bravo, Victor Bravo. Congratulations, Tony, in making the Most Contacts Hunter. So Tony takes home the prize this year with 190 QSOs in the category. So congratulations, Tony. We were all counting on you. And then say something along the lines of, now back to Vance and Matt. So now, back to Vance and Matt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mentioned
Kyle's like his dry sense of humor. Like when we asked these guys for videos and Kyle sent that over, like I still think it's funny. So at the time, I watched it and I was like rolling on my floor, like tears laughing. And I'm like, it's either way too late at night or like he kind of like hit the hammer right on the head with my sense of humor.
I was going to say, for those of you who were wondering why we didn't do a better job of sending instructions to the presenters ahead of time, this is why. This is what the presenters did when we gave them instructions. So thank you very much to Kyle. Very enjoyable. And hey, congratulations to our winners. I have having a senior moment here. Did we say who the contenders were? Because second and third are equally impressive here.
Yeah, second and third folks who were just as close as Tony KO4BVB. The other two people who are right at the top of the pile there was W0MU and VA3MJR. So there was a lot of folks really furiously scanning the FT8 piles that weekend for sure.
Yeah, well, it's sure a popular part of the hobby. Jason, I guess the POTA, the dedicated digital group for POTA on Facebook is still alive and well and active and seems to have new folks all the time.
Oh yeah, I was looking just today, up into the thousands of people that are just in that digital group alone, and also for people that are new to or are interested in CW. We created a POTA CW group for new operators where we have veterans that are willing to help people get on the air, and they go to parks and we'll go 5-7 words per minute for you to just get your toe in the water, get your feet wet, learn a bit about CW as you already are getting involved with the program. So
that's
a
great.
win-win situation.
That's great. Well, POTA, and maybe we'll save this for the CW section, but I know POTA has motivated a lot of people, myself included, to sort of pick up the brass, as it were, and it's It's a heck of a thing. But first, let's finish up our digital category. And I assume we have a couple of activators in the running for digital QSOs as well.
We do, just a few, but they are a very familiar few. So first, thanks to KA3BQE for sponsoring this award. He's been the sponsor for this category, I think, all 5 years that we've been doing these plaques. And the finalists in the category, again, call signs most of you will probably know: KI4WKM, K7CAR, and W9AV. So let's kick it over to the Ham Radio Clubhouse and find out who won.
With our deepest apologies, here is the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
We are the Ham Radio Clubhouse, and I'm Don, W1FYG Smoke Signals RF.
And I'm Steve, KO4AFL.
Beer Snack, KD2 FMW.
And I'm Joe Brett, K5YVY.
And I'm Daniel, VA3 SDO.
And I'm Shane, K5QBF.
The winner of the most digital contacts activator plaque goes to an operator that if you work digital modes, you most likely have worked them and you have them in your log. This is the first time he has won the plaque, and he did it with 3,569 digital contacts. Always near the top, but this time he is on the top. Congratulations to the Smoking Ape. No, we're only kidding. Seriously, congratulations to Kent, K7CAR. Great job, and that's worthy of celebrating with a good cigar.
All right. Thanks,
Very
Don.
nice.
Thank you very much. And congratulations. I mean, K7CAR, there's another call sign that is probably familiar even to even to people who primarily hunt. While you're hunting, you probably heard or saw K7CAR on your waterfall there. So, wow, 3,000. What was it? 3659. I'm an engineer. I round everything.
Yeah,
but
it was
a
more
lot
than
of QSOs.
It was more than 3,000. It was a lot of QSOs, which was awesome to see. You know, Kent's another one. He has been. I mean, Jason was he like. He was one of our very early folks. Like, he might have been one of the people that we had to manually make an account because we didn't even have a sign up process yet. so he's been.
He definitely was. He was involved since InPOTA. Even he was already on the game, on the ball, and he's been very active ever since, and more so. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. So it's exciting to see his name pop in the list. So this is the first year where he won a plaque, and I was super pumped for him. So.
There you go. Well, congratulations, and keep up the good work, because there are a lot of people who are in situations, myriad situations, that make digital really the best option for them. High noise at home or whatever else, and so it's fantastic to see the folks get out there and do the digital activations. Which I guess is a kind of a segue. I mean, let's face it, CW is the original digital mode, so we might as well have an award for that too. We got any contenders this year, Vance?
You bet. We do have some contenders, and KA3D was willing to sponsor the plaque so that we'd have something to give to them.
Thank you.
The finalists in that category are N3XLS, KG5CIK, and WF4I.
All righty. Well, to find out who our top CW hunter is, let's throw it over to Rhea of Rhea's Shack Ham Radio.
Hello, my friends, and thank you, Vance and Matt, for the introduction. I am Rhea. My call sign is N2RJ, and I'm here from the Rhea Shack Ham Radio channel. But today we're not talking about why you need a GMRS license, why CB and ham radio can't be friends, and why you need a $60 laptop. But you can go on my channel and find those answers out and more. Today I have the winner of the most CW contacts from a hunter. And that award is right here in this envelope, and I'm going to tell you in a minute. But, you know, the POTA program has been so great. It's been, bringing out a lot of people. And CW is one of the best ways to activate POTA. So without further ado, Let's find out who the winner is right in here. Let's see. That is Joe, N3XLS. Wow. November 3, X-Ray Lima Sierra. And Joe is no stranger to the Proto program. If he sounds familiar, it's because he's won several of the awards, and now he's going to add this most CW contacts plaque to his wall. Amazing. That's really amazing. So, you know, guys, if you want to win this award, brush up on your CW skills. There's a lot of good CW resources. Long Island CW Club out here in New York and New Jersey. Now back to Vance and Matt.
All right. Thank you so much, Rhea. Wow. N3XLS Joe. Another, not exactly a shocker there. I mean, that's one of those call signs I've heard in CW so many times that even I can pick it out with my pathetic 0.2 word a minute skills.
Yep. Yeah. Joe's definitely very active, and it's exciting to see him. And Joe is almost close enough that if I can find a good excuse to drive northeast, I could probably hand deliver his plaque. And
well, there you go.
And he's probably actually only part way between Rhea and I. So maybe Rhea and I will have to go and do like an in-person handoff ceremony for Joe's plaque, since we're all in this kind of same neck of the woods over here on the East Coast. But
sure.
Yeah, congrats, Joe. It's awesome to see your call sign and name pop up in the pile here again.
Yeah, congratulations to you, and really to everybody who was win, place, or show in the CW categories. I have been very highly motivated by POTA to up my CW game. I was one of those folks who was forced to learn it way back in the day, and as soon as I walked out with my ticket, just forgot it even existed. So it's been great to have a thing that makes me want to get back into it, because it's going on several years now. I haven't really justified my KX2 to my wife yet. So some CW will definitely help.
Yeah. I think many of us are guilty of that. I think I have all of my CW QSOs I have ever made were POTA QSOs, and I think it's a grand total of like 7. And my top speed when I was at my peak QSO rate was, I think, like 5-6 words a minute, and then I kind of fell out of the habit with all the little ones in the house. But it's one of those things that's it's on the list. You got to do it if you haven't.
Yeah,
you got to do it, man.
I got to where I can hunt. I can hunt, well enough. But the funny thing about CW is, boy, does it propagate. So I've done 2 CW activations. It's the 2 most terrifying things I've ever done, because those DX call signs start coming in, and you think you have to stop and go, wait, what did he say or what did she say when you get a DX call on voice? Wait till you feel like all the letters just got rearranged on you in CW. It's pretty cool. But there are some people who can do it. We have some CW activators out there, and they have racked up enough QSOs to be in contention for a plaque. But before you list those off, Vance, Jason, do you want to give us the brief history of this award?
Oh, yes. Joe Everhart, November 2, Charlie X-Ray. He was a very, very active activator from the start, and primarily a CW activator, and from New Jersey. And he was with us from the InPOTA days, all from the beginning. And sadly, Joe is not with us anymore, passed away. But we really wanted to have a way, since he was very active in getting CW more involved than just in general. I think in America, it's a testament to all the work he put into it. So I figured we should have, honor him and perpetuity. And
that's agreed. Yeah, fantastic idea. It's an honor to have this thing. And Vance, why don't you give us the details? Who's responsible for this year, and who's up?
You bet. Yeah, the plaque that has Joe Everhart's name on it in memory was sponsored this year by Jess, W6LEN, who is one of those kind of CW experts who helps a lot of people get into CW. So here's another way that Jess is really helping the CW crowd. So thanks, Jess, for providing the funds for this plaque so that we could give it away. And the folks at the top of the pile eligible for this plaque from the activator standpoint is N1 RBD, NP3A, and K3ES. So let's find out which of that crowd wins the plaque.
All right, for our winner announcement, we're going to throw it over to Michael of KB9 VBR Antennas.
Thank you, Vance and Matt. I'm Michael, KB9 VBR, and I'm on a mission to inspire and educate the amateur radio community. And today, we're out at Rib Mountain State Park in my hometown of Wausau, Wisconsin. As you know, I love to share the scenery, the history, the geology of the upper Midwest, along with my Parks on the Air activations. So announcing this award winner from one of the highest vantage points in the state was a no-brainer. Speaking of great heights, I am told that the winner of this year's Joe Everhart N2CX Memorial CW Activator Award stood out far and above the competition with nearly 3 times the number of contacts as their peers. That's a lot of pounding brass in a short amount of time. With that, it's my pleasure to announce this year's winner of the N2CX Memorial Activator Award, and that is, with 940 contacts, Richard N1 RBD. Well, congratulations, Richard. Your accomplishment is certainly inspiring to me. Now, enough of me talking. I'm going to send it back to Vance and Matt while I go put this park on the air.
All righty. Thank you, Michael. Wow. Almost 1,000 CW activator contacts. I'm getting carpal tunnel just thinking about it.
Yeah. I never asked, like, the guys that do the portable POTA activations. I've seen some of the tiny keys that they use, and I often wonder, like, what the tips of their fingers must look like after doing like 1,000 QSOs on one of those tiny little portable keys.
On the wrist fist, man.
I know. I could see my luck. I would be after the 900th QSO. I'd get some sort of a splinter and be trying to hold tweezers to take it out with no feeling left in my hand. But congratulations. I mean, what an accomplishment. And I go out on a limb here and say, I bet Joe would be proud. That's a heck of a good thing there. So well done. Thank you for the participation there. And if you didn't win the plaque this year, well, we're going to do it again here in the future. So you got a little bit of time to head to Learn CW online, or grab your cassette tapes, or find a buddy and learn you some CW, because
the Long
sure
Island
is a good
folks
time.
are good too. The Long Island CW Club's another good resource if you're wanting to learn. Yep.
Yeah, they've got a soft spot for POTA up there. So we got a good relationship with them. Definitely check them out if you're interested. I think if my process of elimination is working here, we've only got one mode left.
Yeah, for the mode specific, all that's left at this point is voice. And if we follow our pattern and start with the hunters, we'll get to roll into the category of well, I'll put it this way: the sponsor of this category is a local outfit, and every time that I talk about the sponsor, everybody goes, "Wait, what?" So the sponsor for our most voice contact hunter category is Radio Shack in New Holland, Pennsylvania. So I'm lucky to have one of those few privately owned Radio Shacks that didn't close. The guy who runs it is a ham, so he loves sponsoring one of our plaques, and we're lucky in Central PA here that we have a Radio Shack that carries ham radio gear. So I have an actual physical place I can get to if I'm short on connectors and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Thanks.
That's very cool.
Thanks for the Radio Shack crew in New Holland for sponsoring this. And the group that was the top of the pile. Now I have 5 names here because I forgot to narrow it down to 3, and I don't know which one is the top. So I'm gonna have to read all 5 names so I don't leave somebody out. So the top 5 in this category were WA7 PBE, N2 BTD, N4 CWB, K9 GLS, and N3 XLS. So that's a lot of call signs, but they were all right at the top of the pile. So let's find out.
It's a distinguished list for sure. And so let's go to a distinguished gentleman to find out who our winner is.
Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta 59, Kilo 1810, QSL. Hey, thank you very much for hunting today, and you have a great day, 73. Guys, hold on 1 second. I forgot. I got to do an award for the POTA Award Show. Hey, guys, sorry about that. POTA keeps me busy all the time. But thanks very much to Vance and Matt for that great introduction. And, you know, even though I forgot that I'm supposed to be doing a presentation, one thing I can't forget is the hunters that hunt me out here all the time. So I'm very honored to give away the award for the 2022 Support Your Parks hunter with the most contacts. Got the envelope right here. Let's see who we got. November 2, Bravo Tango Delta. Congratulations, Brian. Well deserved. You're in my log many a times, and evidently a lot more people's logs. Thanks very much from Ham Radio Adventure Guy, and keep doing POTA. 73, guys.
You know, the funny thing is, James, and if you are a hunter and you don't have James, KE8PZN in your log,
you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Yeah, that man is a machine. He's out there every day. So it's appropriate for him to announce our winner for the most voice contacts for a hunter. And I think he would probably, that lightning was an actual shot from one of his activations. He's probably out there in it somewhere. So anyway, congratulations, Brian, right?
Yep. Yeah, Brian. And he's
came out on top.
Yeah. Another familiar call sign. He's always right at the top there. He's very active. There's yeah, I mean, always he's another call sign. I think everybody knows Brian. He's relatively new ham, but very active. So, yep.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, congratulations. That is a whole pile of hunted contacts. I'm gonna figure you spent a lot of time in the shack over that weekend, and we certainly appreciate it. I say in all the presentations I do, we put it in all the training material. The hunters make this work. You know, activation's got its complications. We talk about activation a lot, but never, ever, ever feel like you're a second-class citizen if you are a hunter. We love you. We need you. And it is really, really boring to go to a park and call CQ and hear absolutely nothing back. So God bless, namaste, everything for our hunter crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what, what do you think we ought to do next here?
Well, I mean, who do the hunters hunt?
Yeah, probably activators.
Yeah, so I guess the next
probably activators.
Yeah, the next logical
that and a good
pile.
Sandwich.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you know, I have some pictures, and I don't know if we put them in the monthly updates or not. I actually have some pictures of some POTA sandwiches of folks' lunches that they packed during their activations. We might have to dig some of those out to share.
There you go. Well, maybe we'll make that a theme for like the September or October update. The all sandwich POTA update.
There we go. I like it.
Good news. Cool. So we've got a plaque for this. Was sponsored by
W0YR is who sponsored the plaque for most voice contacts activator. And
Thank you, sir.
The top of the pile there is VE3 GKT, WA7 PBE, and EA2 EZ.
Ooh. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to go over to Mike from K8MRD Radio Stuff to find out who won that. But already I'm excited because we have got some pretty good coverage across the globe, even just from the top three. So let's go see how it worked out.
Thank you, Vance and Matt, for such a wonderful introduction. Yes, my name is Mike from YouTube's K8MRD Radio Stuff. What an honor it is to be presenting this award. Just being asked to present this is such an honor, and I think back to POTA's humble beginnings and where it was then and where we are now, and just remembering getting on the air and having to tell people what the heck we were doing, calling CQ POTA. Guys are like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, we take our radios out to the park and get on the air and have fun. And now it's a worldwide extravaganza, and I'm humbled to be part of it. I get to announce the category for the most voice contacts, and I'm very very excited to see who it is. So let's find out who it is. Oh God, I'm so nervous. I could never open these things. Oh, I wonder. Oh my gosh. Upside down. And the winner is, with 2,913 contacts, Whiskey Alpha 7 Papa Bravo Echo, Patrick Emery, Mr. POTA by example. Congratulations to you, good sir. You are the winner of the most voice contacts of this year's award. Congratulations to you. And now back to you, Vance and Matt.
All righty. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, wow. Nearly 3,000 contacts as an activator. I mean, there's a single activator that racked up more QSOs than, is it more? It's pretty close
Very
to
close.
Like if you add clubs 2 and 3 together.
It's dedication, man.
And you know what's the sad, depressing part about it? For all of his thousands of contacts, I was not able to work him once that weekend. I saw him on the spotter like all day, all night, but he's in Washington, D.C., and I am just too close to Washington, D.C. I cannot work anybody there. So, everybody uses D.C. as the wild card for worked all states because they can't get Hawaii and Alaska. D.C. is like a big void in my log because I just shoot right over top of them, but they're too far away for any simplex FM stuff.
And how can you do it? How can you do an 80-meter antenna in DC? That's the tough thing. I've thought about it myself, but those stoops are really tough to get an antenna on, period.
Well, I don't know, Vance. Nearly 3,000 contacts over 48 hours. I'm going to guess that he knows what he's doing on the activation side of things. So if it's not working, I mean, I'm not saying it's you.
Is this the?
I think I am saying it's not him. Yeah, it's not you. It's me. It's well done, and particularly to activate with that kind of prowess in a challenging, densely populated environment where there's 17 rules every time you turn around and only 15 of them do you know about. So well done, and thanks not only for getting out there and activating, but putting the good public face on POTA and ham radio really in general. That's, I think, something we don't talk about enough, that our activators are 201 fantastic ambassadors for the hobby as a whole. And
Very
so
true.
it's just for those of us who love the hobby and want to see it continue to grow, see new people come in, our activators are all doing us a real good service. So thank you one and all for that. Okay, let's see. I think we've run out of modes and regions and every other way that we can sort of divvy this up, unless you can think of another one.
I don't know. I feel like there's something that POTA kind of revolves around. Like,
are we back to the
maybe.
sandwiches?
Oh, well, sandwiches is pretty close. Yeah. Sandwiches and parks. I was thinking parks.
Sandwiches and parks.
Yeah.
All right.
So
well,
we
let's do something with the parks.
Yeah, we have to give an award where we count parks. So
okay.
Yeah,
I can do that.
The the VHF, UHF crowd, they like to do their grid square roving and move from grid square to grid square. So in POTA, we like to run around and move from park to park and activate a whole bunch of different parks in quick succession. And the hunting side of that, we like to call the chaser. So we'll start with the chaser. So the person who contacted the most unique parks during that weekend. And
that's interesting.
And this plaque is sponsored by Justin KN4MQR. So for the last couple years, he's been basically the top Rover. He's the guy that like moves from park to park that everybody's always chasing after. So he sponsored the Hunter plaque, and the top of the pile to win that plaque that Justin sponsored is N3 XLS, K9 GLS, and N2 BTD.
All right, let's find out who worked the most parks from their home shack or wherever they were hunting. Let's toss it over to Larry from Ham Radio.
Thank you, Vance and Matt. Hi, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. My name's Larry. My call sign at amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. I host a YouTube show called Ham Radio Live. It's a daily talk show around the world about radio. And I am so honored to be part of the Parks on the Air 2022 Awards. I'll have your Chaser winner coming up. And, when you think about Parks on the Air and people chasing parks, right, you think about how many parks that there really are. And it's an amazing number that are out there. More than ever before were activated in 2022. Chaser Award winner for 2022 is Brian Duddy, November 2, Bravo Tango Delta.
Well, hog gravy and chitlins.
599 unique parks that he got. Man, that's amazing. That's about 40% of the parks on the air. Isn't that amazing? Look what all Brian's done. Master of North America, Master of Europe, all 50 states, U.S. counties, DXCC, World Radio Friendship, Continents of the World, Grid Squares, and all of these parks. Unbelievable. The Chaser Award for 2022, Brian Duddy, November 2, Bravo Tango Delta. Congratulations on winning your award. Back to you, Vance and Matt.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Wow. N2 BTD.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
wow.
I was going to say, it's very familiar call sign this year. He was super busy. You know, there's a fun fact, and I might have my dates wrong, so somebody can shout in the chat and correct me, but I think Brian has only been a general for a year-ish or so. I think he's a fairly recent upgrade, and so basically jumping right in, getting super active, and getting some plaques to put on his wall. That's exciting. I mean, really, that's what POTA is all about. It's something out there to get folks interested and have fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it's a trend we've seen. I mean, not to do this, right? But I know I fall under the category of POTA got me off of dead center and got me active on HF and got me to upgrade. And it's not just me, it's not just Brian. It's a story we hear over and over and over again that POTA is driving people to do more with the ham radio license that they already had. And it's going to be hard to come up with more that Brian could do at this point. He's sort of doing it all. So congratulations to you, sir. Vance will have to go and get a crate. If you get something that says Fragile on it, that'll be...
It won't be Italian.
It won't be Italian. It will be all of your POTA plaques there. So well done. Okay, well, so there's our hunter for the most parks. And you brought up this concept when you were talking about our sponsor for the last parks. I guess you could also be that brave soul who attempts to go to the most parks during the weekend.
Very, very, very brave soul. The folks that do this, I sit at my shack chasing parks as long as I can into the night because I want to try to catch those folks that are running, because for me, that's the fun thing. I just like seeing where they're going. And like they're going park to park to park, and I'm sitting in my shack on my butt going like this. And I cannot figure out how they are like slogging through these parks one after the other. It's just incredible.
I know. I have a long-term plan. I'll have this short window where both of my children will be old enough to drive, but still at home. And so I have a plan for a couple of years down the road to be chauffeured by a couple of people
That sounds like a plan to me.
even so, I can see myself getting about 19 hours in and going, the sandwich and the bed are starting to look good. So, so anyway, we have a sponsor for the plaque.
We do, and this is actually sponsored by somebody who I guess you would call him one of our founders, kind of, W0ZAP. So Rick is actually one of the folks that helped Jason right from the beginning with getting this whole POTA thing up and rolling. So thanks, Rick, for also helping out in this way.
Yeah, very cool.
Instrumental in getting the program started.
Oh, yeah.
I really appreciate all Rick's help on behind the scenes. People don't see all the action he takes, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes that he helps with too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's a whole, there's a small number of folks that people interact with, and the call area uploaders and things like that. But there's like a whole army of folks that are behind the scenes that I don't think anybody realizes are out there. And Rick is kind of one of those key behind the scenes folks that people might not see his face as much, but he has been very instrumental.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that's one of the things that we're working on fixing. Now that we have platforms like this, we've figured out how to live stream. I hope.
Are there people watching, or are we just doing this?
Yeah. Well, we're having a good time either way. I think moving forward, we're going to try and be more interactive, get some of the behind the scenes people in front of the camera, and do some live Q&As, or just tell me your POTA story, some stuff like that, because there seems to be a lot of interest in the POTA community as to exactly who is it that is helping us have all of this fun. And speaking of folks having fun, who are our contenders for the Rover Plaque?
Yeah, so the contenders, so I have to start by saying who it wasn't. So it was not KN4MQR. So Justin has been he has taken this one home for the last, I think maybe since it started. No, I think all but the first year. I think the very first year it was Carrie, and then I think every year since then it's been Justin. And I know he had big plans. I even saw posts where he talked about the number of parks he was trying to shoot for, and then he posted on social media that he was sick and was going to have to sit it out, and posted his best wishes and good luck for everybody. So Justin was not the winner, but these three folks, I tell you what, they will make Justin proud, because last year Justin set the record all time for most parks in a 2-day weekend at I think 53-ish or something like that.
It was a bunch.
That sounds right. Yeah.
The top three contenders all broke that record. So the top three people all hit more parks than Justin won with last year. So it was exciting to watch just the spotting activity and see what was going to come popping through. So
very cool.
The top three, the folks that I'm talking about, are KF4RB, VE3JLN, and K4NYM.
All right. Well, we're going to go
Who's
over.
That guy?
We're going to go over to the Ham Radio Workbench guys to find out who our winner is. But before we do that, I just want to offer my public apology to Justin for accusing him of feigning ill to sandbag Bill K4NYM. Turns out it was the real deal. So hopefully we'll see him back next year. And in the meantime, let's go see the Ham Radio Workbench team.
Thanks, Vance and Matt. Greetings from VA3ON Rod and Vince, VE6LK of the Ham Radio Workbench podcast, here to present the Rover category. But first, Vince, what's on your workbench?
Hey, Rod, come on. You know that what's on our workbench section of our podcast is the single largest section of it, despite our efforts every time. So maybe in the interest of brevity, we should just get on with it.
Okay, I see your point. Okay, with that then, the Rover category. And the winner is, drumroll?
Drumroll, opening up my WinLink email here, and it is Canada's own James Linden, VE3 Juliet Lima November from Barrie, Ontario. In a 2-day weekend, James is a machine. He put 65 different parks on the air and set a new record. Way to go, James.
Nicely done, James. So congrats to you on setting a new Rover record. By the way, did you know that James is a dual call sign just like us? He's a VE3JLN and N6NRD.
Awesome.
So congrats on that as well. Well, best regards from George and the whole crew here at Ham Radio Workbench. We're available every 2 weeks on a podcast player near you. So back to Vance and Matt.
What did he say? 65 QSOs or 65 parks?
Yes, 65 parks. That is
65 is a good number of QSOs, not parks. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's wild. And just watching those folks activate, like I said before, it's just incredible to watch the spotting activity alone, because you can start to see like, hey, I think this person's going for the Rover category, because like I see their park number changing, like it seems like every 30 minutes they're at a new park. So it's a blast to watch that happen.
Yeah. It's a category that I think sounds like fun.
I can't believe somebody beat that record too.
to a lot of people, a lot of people go, wow, that would be awesome. Go out, hit all those parks and go nonstop. But the dedication that it takes to actually pull that off is hard to conceive of. So well done, and better you than me. No,
yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations. It's definitely, that is a hard-earned award right there. So enjoy it for sure.
You bet. Yeah. Congrats again, James.
All right. So that's modes, regions, parks, there and back again. I think we're getting down to the big ones.
Yeah, these are. Do we call these like the grand champion categories? So,
well, here's the funny thing. Everybody who participates in a thing like this is a winner in a way. And band conditions vary, locations vary. It's entirely possible that biggest pile of digital QSOs was actually tougher than the biggest number of total QSOs. But having said that, these total numbers of QSOs are some pretty crazy numbers. So why don't we go ahead and just get into that?
You bet. Yeah, let's look at these big giant piles of QSOs, and we'll start with the hunter side. So most contacts as a hunter, and a club that we're all familiar with from earlier in the evening, K4YTZ, has sponsored this plaque so that it would be available for somebody to win. And this year, just like in the past, we're going to see some pretty familiar call signs at the top of the pile for the big categories, because the people who were making a lot of mode contacts, a lot of DX region contacts, they were on the air a lot this weekend. So all three of these finalists are call signs that you're going to remember from early in the evening. And those are K9GLS, N2BTD, and N3XLS. So should we go to our first Jason? Or second Jason, or a Jason? Who?
Let's you can never have enough Jasons. So let's bring in KCH HWB from Ham Radio 2.0 and see who rose to the top of the QSO mountain.
Thank you, Matt and Vance, for the introduction. Guys, my name is Jason. I'm KC5HWB. I run a channel on YouTube called Ham Radio 2.0, and I'm very excited to announce the winner of the 2022 Parks on the Air Plaque event for the most contacts for a hunter station. Let's look and see what the envelope says. See the camera get darker there. Envelope, please. It's not me. The winner for this year for the most hunted contacts for the Support Your Parks on the Air weekend is Brian Duddy, November 2, Bravo Tango Delta. Congratulations, Brian. It was an honor to be able to read that to you guys. And now back to Matt and Vince.
All righty. You get your marker out. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. He's another one we sort of drafted at the last second there. So appreciate your efforts. And wow. Brian, you're killing it this year, man. Absolutely killing it this year. November 2, Bravo Tango Delta. sort of owning the Support Your Parks weekend on the hunter side of things. Well done.
Yep. Yeah. He did awesome. He was just rocking it. But again, no slight to N3 XLS. Those guys were neck and neck. I think the difference between those two guys, between first and second for the big category, was, if I could math really fast, I'd tell you the exact number, but I can't. So I'll just say it was like 50-ish, 60-ish QSOs that separated those two guys. It was really close.
Wow.
At the rate they were racking them up, that's like one nature break difference there, right?
Yeah.
So
whoever went to the bathroom is now regretting it.
You can't drink too much water or you're going to lose the 100 QSO race.
Oh man.
Oh well, congratulations to you, Brian. Your crate will expand a little bit here, and we'll get those things out to you. Did we ever come up with a final number for total QSOs submitted for the Support Your Parks event?
We did, and it was mind-boggling. So if you think back to last year, if those of you watched when we kind of made these announcements with other Jason Ham Radio 2.0 last year, I think last year we talked about how the number had like doubled from the year before. And last year we did, 50-ish thousand QSOs or so, 45,000, just a little bit over. This year, drum roll, wait, make it suspenseful. Yeah. We actually more than doubled again. So there was 106,000 QSOs made by more than 1,000 activators. They were contacted by 15,000 different stations at 1,463 different parks. Like literally every single one of those numbers that I just said is the highest ever. Like, period.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a record, we broke it this year. And we have to thank like all the activators and hunters. Like, you guys are who make this possible.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who didn't catch the POTA update, the great numbers from the Support Your Parks weekend also helped to give us a record just POTA month for July. This was the first month in the history of POTA where there were more than 500,000 QSOs logged for the entire program. Yep. So as long as you're not the database developer for POTA, that's fantastic news.
Sorry,
right?
Colby and Jeremy and all the other guys.
Yeah. Those guys are going to be asking for a raise, but everybody else, job well done. 500,000 QSOs in a month. That's pretty exciting. So
now you know where the bar is. Now the bar is 1 million. So now we got to figure out what's the month when we'll have to start taking bets, or maybe we do like an over under of when is the month where we do 1 million QSOs in 1 month.
July, I'm sure, next year.
Yeah. At the rate we're going. And we're on the right side of the solar cycle and the right side of the POTA cycle. It's all just coming up roses, which is okay by me. All right, we have one more.
We do have one more, and it is like the big category. So this is actually the plaque that started the whole plaque thing. So the very first year we did this, it was basically myself and another gentleman, Brian. We basically said, hey, let's sponsor some plaques. So I had kind of tossed out, hey, I think I'm going to sponsor a plaque for whoever makes the most QSOs this weekend. And Brian said, hey, I'll pay for one for the hunters. So these two categories were really the ones that started it all. So the most contacts as an activator, the very first year we did this was like, I think 1,000-ish or so QSOs. And 5 years later, the numbers are obviously much, much bigger. But the folks who managed to be at the top of that pile were VE3 GKT, WA7 PBE, and K7 CAR. So we can, we don't even have to kick it over to anybody. We have our Jason that can tell us who won this category.
We do. Take it away, El Capitan.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Vance, before you go, do you know how close this one was? Was this a close one between the numbers?
It was close-ish, but the person that won did kind of run away with it, which was exciting to see, looking at the call sign for who it was.
Yeah, and it's really good to see all these guys out there, and I appreciate everyone's effort for being as active as you guys are in the program. And this year, another drum roll, it's our old friend K7CAR, Kent Osel, and based home-wise out of Nevada, but you'll see him at Utah, Wyoming, traveling all over in his beautiful, he'll have a camper and he'll take all these beautiful pictures and post it on Facebook. So if you're interested in seeing his humble abode everywhere he goes, and he's always active on the air, Kent is the guy to try to contact. Thankfully, he's usually on at nighttime for all of the activators that are, not lucky enough to get some hunting done at night. So keep an eye out for him. That's on the spotter.
Yeah. Well done. And, just a stand-up guy on top of everything else. You talked about his good pictures. If you look at you're looking at the POTA YouTube channel, the banner image for the channel is one of his good shots. So we really appreciate all of his contributions, and he's a great leader, a great mentor, just an all around sort of good egg when it comes to the program, which is as it turns out sort of typical of the POTA folk, but he deserves his plaque. So well done. Congratulations to everybody. Again, all of our plaque winners. You sure make the whole thing exciting with your dedication to it and all the hard work you put in. And everybody who participates in POTA, whether it's the Support Your Parks weekend or just day-to-day POTA, the program is doing great, and it's because of all of you and your participation. So thank you.
Yep. And I have to add thank you to all of the plaque sponsors. These plaques that are going out that everybody's going to have in their mailboxes before too long here are really nice plaques. And the sponsors that pay for these plaques are very generous. This is, I would argue, probably the nicest hardware that a lot of us will get to hang on our shack. They're not kind of your standard QSO party plaques. They're very nice. So those of you that are getting them are super lucky, and I am super thankful to the folks that are willing to sponsor these, because they're not inexpensive plaques to sponsor. So thank you so much to everybody who makes this whole thing even possible.
Yeah.
And add to that before you guys go, N3 NWV, N3 VEM, I appreciate both you guys doing all your work on this program. It wouldn't be nearly as good without all your efforts you guys did with getting all this organized. I really appreciate it.
There are so few good excuses for buying this T-shirt. So you're more than welcome. This is great fun. POTA is definitely in the plus column when it comes to pretty much my whole day-to-day life. So thanks to everybody who got this kick started.
Yep. And it gives me an excuse to wear my hat that my wife thinks looks ridiculous. So
there you go. Well, okay, so we're coming up on an hour and a half here, and I think everybody has the news. So I want to thank all of you who joined the stream. We've been hovering, right around 100 folks the entirety of the time, which is pretty amazing. So thanks one and all. This recording will show up on the channel as soon as our Google overlords get done processing it, whatever the heck that means. So it'll be available if you want to go back and figure out who won that thing, or just have another laugh at Kyle, whatever suits you there.
Yep.
So for me, from N3 NWV,
N3 VEM,
W3AAX,
7-3, and POTA on.